Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30 this Thursday, February 12th. And man, are you kidding me? What a day. So right now, as you can see, the ES and the Nasdaq is just kind of slopping around in the range, but that range is way down, way down. We started off this morning thinking range-bound trading. We had some levels where we are going to take out support, and we took those out. The 6950s, I think, was the first one. Below that one, we were looking for short setups, and they was like a non-stop. They took that out with a vengeance. Look at that D period, a straight shot down, and since then they have not been able to recover. And look at the M period. They were trading up here, not completely unheard of that they start doing that in going into that noon hour, and then bang, knocked it down. And I'm just waiting for them to take it lower. So I mean, I think that's what's going to happen going into the close. They're going to knock it down one level lower. So we'll see. If support holds at 80 at 65, I'll be happy, but I'm not kind of counting on that. There could be a nice trade in there, by the way, when they start knocking out the lows. When they start knocking out the lows, it's just the trade late in the session. So, and I'm kind of done for trading for the day. I'm not going to engage it any further. It's been too freaking volatile. But a day like this, even if it's volatile, if you're trading it from the short side, at least you have a shot at being on the right side of it. If you're trying to step in front of it, I did that once on the Nasdaq and paid up dearly for it. So, that just tells you like, okay, this is not working. So, but I had one trade on the ES, $5. I was late in the going into that London close. I had a trade. I showed that I was late here going into the London. I tried a short trade. It didn't like it, got out, and it immediately popped higher and then slopped around. So it was kind of at the end of the run, late kind of a thing. But when you have too many grinds like this, I mean, at one point you had to make a decision. You can make it pretty much anywhere, but you know, they were getting close to that landing close. I thought I had a little bit lower to go. I did, but I was you had that little pop in between. I got out before that happened though. So that's kind of what that dynamic was. On the Nasdaq, I have 11 round turns, a couple of two contracts, but I mean, I started off with a really shitty trade. I was right here at the when they stalled there, stall. I tried a long trade. I had repaired it once, and they just ran over me. So, and that was it's like when it stalls like that, it's it could retrace pretty good, but it wasn't going to happen. They just kind of faked you out. But I didn't go buy the high here. I bought the pullback and then a little bit further lower. But yes, there was no shot at repairing that. Then I took a couple of short trades on the way down here, a few trades, and I just kind of worked myself back to 450. So I was down like $140 when I was after the first couple of trades. Like, yeah, that sucked. So I'm pretty much break even, paying a little bit more for commission, but that's pretty much a break even day right there. But man, that was ugly. So the last trade I took was I don't think it shows here anymore, but that was a little scalp, and then it's just too whippy, too back and forth. These bars are huge. I mean, these little baby bars here, that this bar right there in the Nasdaq, 920 up to the like 24 point. That's 100 ticks. So like every bar is 100 some ticks. So it's like, yeah, I'm trading with an 80 tick stop, and not conducive for success, right? And the ES, same story there. Big bars, a lot of volatility going on there. But I mean, you can see they're down here at the lower end of support, 66, 65, 65, 66 right now. Nasdaq is down at the all the pop the low a little bit to 780. They're going to extend it to the downside. I'm thinking. So if we see a little bargain hunt rally going into the close, I would be very excited. But at this point, I'm thinking that they're going to knock it down and take it lower. So we'll see. Yeah, so much for that range bound day. Now, going into tomorrow, we have news. We have the CPI number come out at 8:30, and that could be a market mover. It's still something people pay attention to, so we'll see how that shakes out. But man, it's definitely a pretty crazy day today so far. But stock market, everything is freaking across the board. Everything is freaking red. Tech, everything is red. Oh my God, ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. But that's how it goes. Everything seems to be over amplified, it seems like ETFs are selling and they're selling baskets or whatever they're doing, but everything seems way amplified. So you get these crazy swings in stocks you wouldn't expect. But man, it is something. So I would start from the short side right now. If they for some reason trade up above that 6,900 or close above that 950, 960 on the Nasdaq, if that happens, I'll start off range bound at least to get started. Maybe even look for early strength. Otherwise, I'm just going to be starting this on the short side. So, well, that's how we get started. On the bond market, we had a 30-year auction come in late in the session. It was actually a pretty good reaction on that. So we had a nice little run up here. I did not take any trades on the bonds this morning. I was tempted to take that trade up here at the 11s. But I mean, I've been burned a few times on this one right now when they have, especially when I have a big move like this, continuation to the upside seems likely, especially when you have a 16 that close. So I was expecting them to kind of trade higher. They haven't quite done it. They haven't really backed off either. So if you got short here at the 11th, you're pretty much sitting here with a tick of profit, maybe 2 ticks, and that's it. That's just not moving. So I would not be that aggressive right now. The chances are they're going to back off into the close. It's okay, but it's a little bit too late to hop on a trade on the bonds. But I was watching this one here. I figured, like, should I take this trade? I even had a working order there for a bit, and I figured, like, this is just setting up for running it up to that upper support there or this resistance there at 14 to 16, and so I skipped it. But that was just because they had this big move like this, and then back off and then retested, kind of stalled, took it a tick higher, and then they stalled. So, hey, there you have it. When looking at that level at the 11, see, you only had 500 contracts traded there. So all these bars here, you only had 500 contracts traded. So chances are you wouldn't even get filled up here. That's how crazy that was. Anyway, back to the ES and the NASDAQ, and so far we are pretty much where we left it. Now I'm watching for that low, for them to take out the low late in the session, maybe, who knows when, and then see how they're going to do that last little run to the downside. Man, well, one crazy day, but we got CPI tomorrow, Friday. Let's see if we get a recovery tomorrow, or they're just going to lean into this thing. Alrighty, guys, we'll leave it there. Good trading, and I'll see you back. Well, I hope you had some good trading, and I'll see you back tomorrow, and we'll go at this again. Alrighty, guys, later.